What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast. Today, I'm rocking my I Love American Beer shirt because today is a very special episode. You know I love pairing beer and cooking with beer. I've been a home brewer myself for about 15 years, and today I get to cook with and play with some beer from one of my absolute favorite breweries, and that is Dogfish Head. I've been following Sam Calagione and his journey over at Dogfish since the beginning. I've read all of his books, seen his shows. What him and everyone over at Dogfish is doing over there is fantastic. They're making these crazy off-centered ales. And today I get to pair one of my personal favorites, Palo Santo Marron, which is a brown ale that they age in these handcrafted Palo Santo wood vessels with an iconic dish from Delaware, and that's chicken and slippery dumplings. Chicken is such an iconic food of Delaware, and I'm so excited. You guys know how passionate I am and how much I love cooking with beer and pairing with beer and taking something like a soup that you normally wouldn't cook with beer and really create something special. Who cooks soup with beer? This guy. Unless you're from the Delaware area, chances are you've probably never heard of chicken and slippery dumplings. They're a little bit different style dumpling, and I can't wait for you to check out how to make them. I don't know where you guys are watching from, but out here in Colorado, it has been pretty cold lately. I woke up to -4-degree temperatures today, and there is nothing better on a cold day than a hot bowl of soup. This particular dish is very popular in Delaware. I want to show you guys how to make it. Let's get started. Today we're making a dish called chicken and slippery dumplings. And the base of this dish, we're going to start by roasting a whole chicken over some carrots, onions, celery, rosemary, thyme, chicken stock, and of course, what would a Coast to Coast video be without beer? And today we are cooking with the Dogfish Head Palo Santo Marron, which is a brown ale like you have never had before, I promise you that. This off-centered ale makes this off-centered person very happy to add this special ingredient to a dish that represents this state so well. While the chicken gets roasted away, let's get working on our dumplings. Okay, now can we work on the dumplings? These things get rolled out into a nice thin sheet and cut into like 2-inch by 2-inch squares. That way when you drop them into the hot broth and cover that lid and they steam up nice, you have a nice thin dumpling that's really easy to eat with soup. Now that our chicken is done roasting, let's remove the rosemary and thyme bundle and shred all of the meat off of the bone. Pull a piece off for yourself to make sure it tastes as good as it looks. I also reserved the skin off the thigh that we're going to fry later and use as a garnish. We want to thicken the broth slightly with a slurry of cornstarch and water, and then add our shredded roasted chicken right back in. Now it's time to cut the dumpling dough into 2-inch squares, drop them in the broth and let that simmer for about 15 minutes. While those simmer away, fry up your chicken skin, slice them up, and also chop up some parsley for some garnish. Alright, it is finally time to pour a bowl of these chicken and slippery dumplings, fill up our glass of Palo, Santo, Marron, brown ale by Dogfish Brewing, and sit down and enjoy the fruits of our labor. I could not be more pleased with the pairing of this beer and this soup. I gotta say, after trying this dish, I don't think I will ever have chicken noodle soup ever again. Obviously, this isn't chicken noodle soup, but for a broth-based soup where you get this roasted chicken and these slippery dumplings that kind of almost replace that noodle aspect, there's a richness to this thing. I'm gonna eat this when I'm sick. I'm gonna eat this when I'm healthy. This was so good. I hope you guys like cooking with beer just as much as I do. If you do, tag me on Instagram, YouTube, any of those platforms. I'd love to see what you guys are doing out there and finding different ways to pair beer with your dish. As always, this is my interpretation of the chicken and slippery dumplings. If you think I represented your state well, hit like below, share with your friends. If you didn't like it, that's fine too. Subscribe if you haven't had a chance yet, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.